like to say, you know, that would be nice. Okay. That would be nice to meet you. Welcome to I have a lot to do a little demonstration, and then we're going to show my fiance what I learned here. We should do the commercial next. We're a very small Persian community. So what? Hey, Samirasshow. Welcome to Samirasshow. Thursday morning, it's so exciting to be here with all the guests and the viewers all around the world. We always have wonderful guests, and today we're going to have wonderful guests that's going to teach us about the economies of the world and about a wonderful event that's coming up next September 7th at the Anaheim Convention Center. And it's going to be a huge event. Welcome to Samirasshow, Kevin Call and Mr. Amit Andari. Welcome to Samirasshow.
Thank you. Very nice.
I've had the pleasure of working with Kevin Call before. I've been to a couple of his events. We'll put some pictures and videos that go. Mr. Kevin Call is one everybody in the entertainment business knows him because he's not only into the business side of the industry, he's also into the entertainment. Mr. Kevin Kishkal is an awardee from the Governor of California, Assembly and Senate of California, and you also are in charge of the U.S. ABF. Tell me about that.
U.S. Asia Business Forum started in 2006, Samira, and we started this by primarily when I saw that LA Convention Center had a signage there called China Expo, and that inspired me that what about the rest of the countries of Asia? Why they are not promoted here? Why we don't see Vietnam Expo? Yes. Why we don't see Vietnam Expo? Why we don't see India Expo? Why we don't see 48 countries of Asia? Even Euro-Asia, which is there, Russia Expo, which is part of European Union and Asia. So why don't we see those signs? And primarily in the United States, you see three signs: China Expo, Korea Expo, and Japan Expo. These are the countries that our great nation, United States of America, has developed after World War II. And why can't the rest of the world be developed? So that was the reason. Why don't we have Iran Expo, Iraq Expo?
So you made a convention.
Yes.
So the mission of the USGBF Expo brings together business leaders, diplomats, governments, trades, development organizations into one platform by organizing trades and investment fairs and exhibition in various locations around the world. And I wanted to go because before everyone, it's important that we want to go see pictures of Mr. Kevin with a lot of politicians and great people around the world. But Mr. Kevin has a lot of influence and has met a lot of wonderful people. Could we please go and see it and come back? Thank you.
Strapped in here for the ride, 3,000 light years wide. Can't get up off the ground, spinning around and round. Gets bigger every day, so looking back down on me. Way up there past the sun,
Mr. Kevin Call puts on wonderful, wonderful, great events. I have been to it where I met the mayor of Los Angeles, Villaraigosa. It was the Beverly Hills Hilton, and I was giving out awards. That was really fun, and I
Nice.
actually had my jewelry in the fashion show. And I'm looking forward to this Saturday coming up, which will be September 7th at the Anaheim Convention Center. And it's going to be a huge event. It's going to be a big panel. And after that, there's a red carpet, and then there's singers, and I'll be exhibiting too. So please join us at the Anaheim Convention Center on September 7th. And this event brings all the Asian community together. Actually, it's going to be international community because we're going to have Latin America and America, a lot of people. It's going to be, you're estimating, over 10,000 people.
That's right.
So tell us a little bit about the event because I'm really excited. I'm going to be a big part of it. I really want everyone to come in and join. We're going to have great speakers from all around the world and joining us. Tell me a little about this event. You've put on wonderful events. I've been witness of it where I've met Sheriff Baka. The Persian community loves Sheriff Baka.
Absolutely.
And we saw in the pictures you're very well involved with the Sheriff Department. And there is Sheriff Department, County of Los Angeles. You're the advisory council.
Yeah, I used to be the chairman. I'm the founder of that. Yes. Samira, you are also putting a Middle Eastern panel of speakers. You're
Yeah.
going to be moderating the Middle Eastern panel of speakers. So the audience.
I told
want to,
Dr. Mazaheri, who's the owner of the TV, you have to be there.
Right,
We're
right.
going to award you, yes.
So we primarily business is one liner. The difference between the word contact and the word contract is the letter R.
Okay.
So it took me 20 years to understand what that R stands for, and I now understand that R stands for relationship. And relationship, if global community comes together and there's global relationship beyond religion, beyond how you look, beyond all these things, human beings are the same kind of this thing. And America's greatest, if there is a country in the world which has the wherewithal to unite the world, it's only United States of America. And that's why in this currency, only currency in the world you see in the world where it says in God we trust. Okay?
Yes.
So whether George Washington had got the angel tell him that this is going to be the greatest nation in the planet 250 years ago. So this is the greatest nation in the planet, and the new era that is coming forward in this century is an economic kind of an era. If people have the basic necessities of life, which is food, clothing, and shelter, there are three basic President necessities of life, and like President Roosevelt rightly said in the 40s, that it's my dream that every American should have these three components taken care of. Like Obamacare takes care of medical issues of we are only 5% of the world's population. And in this 5% of the world's population, if we can take care of our own people, which are the basic necessities, and we have 7,500 nuclear arsenals, and today's era, the nuclear arsenals are not required because you need people to be happy. You need people for a limited time you come to this planet. In this limited time that you come to the planet, people expect to have a basic, fundamental, basic life in such a way that, that they are happy. Primarily what human beings want. And that's exactly that James Cameron in the Avatar movie tried to portray, which people did not. I don't know how many people understood the message that he was trying to bring across globally. The movie made $2 billion. It was the nature against machines.
Yes.
So people were very happy when nature was welcome. So you want to have all this, people do all kinds of violence and other things because they don't have the basic, these three components of life. So what happens in this platform, especially in a place like Los Angeles in the world, you won't have this kind of an environment that you have 200 country people every 5 miles, you have a 200 country people there. So if I want to go to Iran or I want to go to the Middle East, you are there, Samir, right? Because you know everybody, right?
Yes.
You want to come to India, you come to Amit Andari, or you come to Kevin Call, or you want to go to European Union, go to Brittany. She's also a chairwoman of this thing.
Which she's going to be joining us
She's
today.
and then if you want to go to Latin America, go with Dr. Kazal because they understand the grassroots of those countries. And this is only possible in the world. There is no other place in the world where you can put in a 100-mile radius the global community together. And that is exactly that we are doing next Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, is to put the global community of California together. And once the global community comes together, we inform the embassies that are out there in Los Angeles and California, you please join us. And subsequently, we feel that this platform is the Facebook of international trade, which helps the global community. And the only place in the world you can do a global expo of really magnitude with America Expo as the closing ceremony is going to be Las Vegas. So we as a team are looking at Las Vegas very closely to do starting next year. But this year, next to Disneyland, we're going to have a global community there. We have different panelists. One is US Latin America panelist, US Africa panelist, US European Union panelist, US Asia panelist. So that is what will go on morning till evening, along with global cultural program happening in the arena of 6,000 people. And the conclusion towards the end in the evening will be from 7 p.m. to 12 midnight is going to be Bollywood singers are coming from Bollywood actresses are coming, Hollywood actors are coming. We have Stevie Wonder most likely will be joining us.
Wow, I'm
So we
and,
have
the guy who put the Stevie Wonder concert, Edward Akopian, is a part of.
Arnold Garcia and Shine on Hollywood and all that.
Hollywood.
So there's going to be a red carpet with a lot of Hollywood celebrities starting at 4 p.m. And then we have governor's invitation pending at this point, but most likely Jerry Brown is going to agree to come, like Secretary of State John Kerry has come before, and to this platform. Mayor Viragosa has always come. Supervisor Don Garabi, as everybody, all the dignitaries, global dignitaries.
And you
have
have
been part
also
of it.
invited a lot of companies that I was looking at. You invited all the companies, basically the biggest companies.
Right.
They're represented.
It's a free expo, so it's basically the global community is putting together a
So
free
everyone
expo.
is
There's no
entrance
charge.
or
There's no
anything,
charge. Come and be, if you like US Africa Business Forum. Obama.
And my question is that you're inviting everyone and all the business people. How do companies and business leaders benefit from the USGBF? How do they benefit from it? Like we work together. I'm gonna have a booth there. I will meet other business people, and they buy my jewelry, and then I might be able to export it to India because it looks really good with saris, or China or Indonesia, or people with the healthcare business will be, I will get a healthcare from someone else. So it's more like a trade, everyone with everyone, and there's also a lot of big panelists that will be included in this, so that there's a lot of connections involved, basically.
Right, basically.
And a lot of your events, Sheriff Baca is there too.
Right.
Okay.
So basically what happens, Samira, is when you have an event we are so, like India alone has 1,653 languages. And whether we like it or not, all the 1,653 languages are divided by 1.5 billion people in the planet.
Wow.
So everybody feels comfortable with their own language, own culture, own this thing.
Hindi samajhta hai. No wonder Shah Rukh Khan has 12 billion hits on his video.
So the
Can we go see their event and come back the video of one of the events? Because you put on an amazing event.
Yeah.
This event, Mayor Viragosa was there, Sheriff Baca was there, a lot of great politicians. Mr. Kevin Cole has met Hillary Clinton, Mr. Obama, and a lot of very influential people in the United States. Let's go see the video and come back. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mitra. Ladies and gentlemen, this event was a one-year event, but in 4 months, whatever we have tried to achieve, we have tried to accomplish today. But this would not have been possible without the blessing of all the elected officials that you see on the dais from the United States. Please, ladies and gentlemen, please give them a big hand. All the elected officials from the United States on the dais. But special mention of one gentleman, which, ladies and gentlemen, a proactive mayor, a mayor who has a vision, who never says no if it is good for Los Angeles and for California and for the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Mayor Antonio Viragosa. Please welcome him, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't mind, please stand and welcome him. deserves it.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Kevin Call, for the warmth and the generosity of that introduction, for the leadership you provide your community, for the friendship that you've given me over the years, for your work putting this event together. Give Kevin Call a big hand. I'm delighted to be here today to open up the first annual U.S.-India Investment Seminar and Business Expo here in the city of Los Angeles. To all of the people who put this together, give yourselves a big hand. It's a very exciting time to be a part of the U.S.-India relationship. It presents a vast opportunity. Organizations like the U.S.-Asia Business Forum are leading the charge to bridge our two countries today. When I think of organizations like the U.S.-Asia Business Forum, I remind myself of a quote from Mahatma Gandhi. We must become the change that we want to see. Today's event perfectly embodies that spirit. Let it be said that today is the first investment seminar and business expo. Every year, it will get bigger and bigger. It will be one of the biggest anywhere in the United States of America. And it began here with a dream and with the hard work of the many people who are here today. On behalf of the City of Los Angeles, I'd like to acknowledge you in this milestone event in U.S.-India relations.
Wonderful events. I've been to an event with Beverly Hills Hilton. We mentioned it again, where I met Villaraigosa. I've been to other events where I met Sheriff Becca. And this Saturday, again, we're having another great event. Mr. Kevin Call is, and I'm also putting on the Middle Eastern panel. So we're going to have Middle Easterns and bringing out the best of every country, Latin America, the Middle East, and hopefully we'll have Mr. Dilshad. I have to give him a call, and a lot of great, wonderful people. So join us this next Saturday, September 7th, at the Anaheim Convention Center. It's free to everybody, and I think it's a great opportunity to mingle up and meet people, right?
Absolutely.
And now, it's so exciting. Tell me. Welcome to Samirasshow. You've been so busy.
It's good. Busy
and
is
here
good.
we have one of the wonderful businessmen who's also very involved in this. So,
Okay. I'm following Mr. Kevin's call Vision and Dream,
yes.
and I see such a big potential, and that's what brings me to the platform. To Kevin Call is the pioneer and who has started this park and make it into a big fire in terms of skyrocketing this global
Yeah.
Facebook of
Yeah.
international trade. Where hearts meet together, and a cultural exchange, and the globe is in a global village, and there is no other better place than Los Angeles, because as Kevin Call said, that there is a representation from all the countries of the world.
Yes.
So it's a meeting of hearts and love and cooperation towards happiness and better human quality of human life. And I'm from Mumbai, India, which is similar to I was born and raised in Mumbai, India. Half my life I did my education in the U.S. So half my life I've been born and raised in Mumbai, which is similar to New York and Los Angeles.
I know.
Why?
I've been to Bombay. It's crazy. I love it. We do business with Bombay. Bombay is one of the fastest growing economies other than China in the world. Other than they have billions of people. They're very influential in the economy. How has the economy changed in the past few years?
Since the free market economy, Manmohan Singh established American-style trade and liberalization, the economy is really skyrocketed. Mumbai is like a mix of Los Angeles and New York because it's a shipping port. It is like Shanghai of China. It's a democracy. Being a democracy, English is a very
Big language, yes.
big language spoken all over the country. It's a democracy.
Well, a lot of people out of India even in India, talk to their families in English.
Absolutely, because of the hangover of the British Raj,
Yes.
the one upside
Yes.
about that is that India is very literate in English. So that's a great communication tool to do a business and cultural exchange with the rest of the world. Bombay is like a Shanghai of China. It is a hub of business, financial world. There is the Wall Street. There is there is the Bollywood. There is the shipping, big shipping like Los Angeles. That's why I say Bombay is Mumbai now.
And he's going to bring us famous actors and actresses from Bollywood.
Absolutely, we have the entertainment. This platform is
Biggest the entertainment. Because a lot of people want to know this, how's the government involved with the entertainment? Because I know they support it very much, right?
the GDP of India, the Bollywood, as they call it, because Bombay is
Yeah.
replica of Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's a big financial. The government supports, incentivize the movie production. They make more movies, I think.
Than
India,
Hollywood.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I know. And how does Hollywood influence Bollywood?
It's a mutual beneficial relationship.
Okay.
A lot of ideas are taken from, there are crossover movies, as you can see. Slumdog Millionaire had an Oscar,
Huge, yeah.
right? And there is a lot of investment from Indian production houses in Hollywood.
Okay.
It's
So
a
they're
very
investing in Hollywood movies.
movies also and production houses too. The trend is right now because it's a cash cow.
So let's make a movie. Bring an investor. from
Everything is on the
Hollywood.
table. This is an open forum where ideas, it's like A to Z.
Yes.
So basically, there is a platform Kevin Call has provided us, pioneered us, where people from all over the world can get together and build something which their passion is. Bring your passion on the table, and it's a nurturing ground for talent and to make it grow.
You have influenced a lot. You have hosted a lot of influential events with Hillary Clinton, Obama. Who else?
And John Kerry, when he was the presidential candidate, now he's Secretary of State. Like
And,
that, we have done raised a lot of money. Arnold Schwarzenegger also, we raised a lot of money for him.
So
President Bush Jr., we raised a lot.
you
of
raise a
money.
lot of money. So what you do is you also raise money for the politicians, and also you've met Hillary Clinton a couple of times, Obama a couple of times. And who was one very influential man that you met that made a difference in your life and in your company?
I think if among the global leaders, if you really look at it, it's President Obama. And, you know, I still dream of how could Michelle Obama, the First Lady of the United States, even think that her husband could be the president one day of the United States.
I know.
Just the thought itself is
Can
so
we
crazy.
go see what President Obama thinks about Southeast Asia,
so-
USA?
and,
He's very, very, very.
So it's something unique
We're gonna
in the
go
present times. So I respect that, the vision to implementation of the vision and to make it happen.
The
See.
next year, hopefully, we'll have President Obama also a part of this. Let's go see what he thinks and how he supports Southeast Asia economy.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Everybody, please have a seat. Thank you so much. Aloha. Welcome to the White House, everybody, and thank you, Joan, for the introduction. And I want to thank everybody who's here, the incredible warmth of the reception. A sign of the warmth is the lipstick on my collar. I have to say, I think I know the culprit. Where's Jessica Sanchez? Jessica, no, it wasn't Jessica, it was her aunt. Where is she? Auntie, right there. Look at this. Look at this. I just want everybody to witness. So, I do not want to be in trouble with Michelle. That's why I'm calling you out. Right in front of everybody. We are here today to honor the incredibly rich heritage and contributions of Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. And there's no better example of that diversity than the people who are in this room. You know, we've got members of Congress, we've got members of my administration, we've got lots of special guests and talented performers. And, you know, every day we're reminded of the many ways in which Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, Pacific Islanders have all contributed and enriched our nation throughout our history. Obviously for me, I don't have to look any further than my own family. I've got my brother-in-law here, Conrad, who is Conrad N., who's heading up the Smithsonian Asian American Center, or it probably has a longer name than that.
Honored that you're here and that I'm going to be a part of your event next Saturday. I'm really looking forward to that. Mr. Kevin is the founder chairman of the U.S. Global Business Forum. Who else is as influential as the U.S. Global Business Forum as you are? I know there's a lot of people, but who else is as influential as you are?
First of all, I'm not influential, Samira, let me put it straight out. I'm a good soul, I'll tell you that much. In the present day time, to be a good soul and a good human being is what is worth billions of dollars. Because let me tell the audience one thing. When you see any national holiday in any country of the world, do you see Rockefeller holiday, or all the billionaires of the United States holiday? No. In India, do you see a billionaire's holiday? No. But you see Gandhi's holiday, right? In India, right? There's a national holiday, right? In the United States, you have Martin Luther King holiday, you have President's holiday, right? So, if there is an achievement of success or failure in life, I would say that, what you give back to the society that you live in. And people realize it too late in life. Like Warren Buffett once said, a journalist asked him a very important question. You're giving away 98% of your wealth to the society. You are equivalent to God. So he rightly said, I'm not God. I'm a cursed man in this planet. You know why? She asked, why do you think you're a cursed man on this planet? So he says, you see my neighbor? The neighbor who lives, I've seen that lady since childhood till today. She has been giving back to the society. She's a blessed woman because at the age of 75, he realized that it was a curse to have $1 million when he was 13 years old. So all his life he spent on making the million into a billion, when human beings just need three basic things of life: is happiness, love, food, shelter, and clothing. So people realize it late or early in life. So ladies and gentlemen, that's my message of life, and I would like to share it with all the youngsters in life. Keep a balance between the priorities of being very rich and having lots of ego, or give back to the society from today. Thank you.
One thing that I know is a lot of people, even if they're not very rich, they lose themselves the minute they get into something. One camera, and I think it's wrong.
Absolutely. The higher you go in life, the lonelier you get. I want to go up on the ladder in this platform, but I want to enjoy with everybody in the bottom of the pyramid.
And why do you think that happens? Jealousy?
It's not jealousy. People don't understand. The higher you go up in life, the lonelier you get, because it's like President Obama. He went to Occidental College. I know his class fellows from Occidental College. I mean, every step of the way that you keep going up and up, you have to change your society, you have to change your people, because rightly, jealousy is one part of life which you cannot take it away from human beings. So it's better for you to keep changing your circle with the...
So every few years you change your circle.
You have to, because President Obama can't sit with the guys he was in Occidental College with, because he cannot, because he has to handle world affairs. He has to handle more important issues in life.
And does that hurt him emotionally?
No, it's just you move on in life.
You just learn.
Samira, end of the day, human beings come to this planet for temporary time. And that temporary time, there can only be one. That's why there are only 43 presidents of the United States, and which is the most powerful man in the world. Only 43 presidents could make it to that position in the world out of 7 billion people. That's why last election, they were talking about presidential elections in the United States. It's so important globally. So why don't you have a global president elections? So let the whole 7 billion people on the planet vote for American president. I don't know if you heard that or not. Because America's every policy...
the whole world
whole world wants to. Why don't you have a voting bag for 7 billion people to choose who should be the president of the United States with the laws of the United States? Because America impacts all the world. What happens in Syria today, it's such a responsibility for the President of the United States. Whether should he go there or shouldn't he go there? How is he talking to the allies? How does Russia look at it? How does China look at it? So there are many issues. So it is the most powerful position in the world to make global decisions. And That's why President Bush Jr., the 42nd President of the United States, one mistake of WMD which were not found, he has to live with that decision for the rest of his life. So that, so the bottom line is, the higher you go, the lonelier you get in life, and good and bad comes both together.
You have the success and no friends.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to ask you, Mr. Amit, I love Bollywood. I grew up with Hindi movies. I love the Indian entertainment. I truly do. We are going to take a break and see a music video. The Bollywood industry, has it helped financial economy of India a lot?
Absolutely. I would say ballpark figures probably of the GDP, probably close to 4-5% of the GDP, which means a lot. And it's just not the Indian economy. See, the 1.3 billion population, that's fine.
It's all over the India. Indians are all over the world. I mean, I live in Thailand. I grew up with Indians. My best friends are Sindhis.
Correct.
The Mirpuri family, they're like all over the place. And I grew up with Indians. I ate Indian food. I went to Indian weddings, and I love the Indian culture. So I've been to India, and I see a very healthy family life. I also see one thing that I think a lot of people want to know around the world is the culture about the marriage, the arranged marriage. A lot of people think that that's old-fashioned, but a lot of marriages do last like that, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It's based on
because 7 days and so much money. Who wants to get a divorce, right?
It's family relations culture. India is on the brink of the old civilization, and anciently Iran and India has a lot of same heritage based on thousands of years of history and migration of people, vice versa. So that's why the food is similar to Iran, and a lot of culturally and genetically also shares, Iran and India share a lot of common ground. On top of it, Bollywood is just not restricted to India. It is watched all over the world. Yes. The commerce is just not catering to the Indian market. It's seen in Russia, in Iran, in the Arab world, in Middle East, in the US.
Dubai, Lebanon, they're all over. They want to see. We come back, talk about the real estate, and then we're going to go to our next guests.
Welcome to Local Edition. I'm Jim Giggins. With us is Kevin Kishore Kaul from the Friends of South Asian Communities.
That's right, FOSAC.
FOSAC. And what is the organization? What do you do?
It's basically integrating the South Asian American community with the mainstream.
And South Asian communities, you're basically talking about India and Pakistan, Bangladesh?
All the South Asian American communities consist of India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, all these countries in the South Asia belt. And they look alike, they eat the same kind of food. That is what unites people in the United States.
And you believe they should be united for a place at the table, if you will.
Absolutely.
In the United States. And I think basically you're saying that you're about the same population as many from Japan and China.
Absolutely.
But they have more, if you will, political power.
Absolutely. Absolutely, sir. That is the purpose of FOSAC, to get a seat on the table in the United States in the federal, local levels.
And locally, of course, there is now a Pakistani who's a deputy mayor.
Absolutely.
Which is successful. You've had success in that regard.
Absolutely. So we wanted secretary level, like the DOT, Department of Transportation, Norman Mineta, we want a South Asian American there.
Now, what many people don't realize is that those from India, the Indian community, is the richest minority, wealthiest minority in the United States.
That's right. Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Now, you're having an event very soon. And the event is when, where, and what is the purpose of the event?
September 6th. It's an annual event. This is the 5th annual awards we are doing. And what we basically do is we have the top South Asian names, posthumous people who are very famous globally, like Mother Teresa, Mahatma Gandhi, Dalip Singh Sond was the first.
Welcome to Samirasshow.
Thank you.
My beautiful friend, Brittany Ritchie.
Brittany Ritchie. Thank you.
She's a very, very beautiful, educated, classy woman. And you have here, you're going to teach us a lot of things about healthcare. And I think that's something a lot of people want to know, especially the Persian community, because everyone is a doctor.
Or an engineer.
Or an engineer. Everyone wants their doctor to be. So could you please introduce yourself and a little bit about your background. And you're also a part of the U.S. European Business Forum. She's also a part of the European side, right?
Right.
Where are you from originally?
Tucson, Arizona.
Okay. I do my jewelry shows there once a year.
The gem show is
the biggest.
huge.
The gem show is
Yeah,
huge.
QVC and HSN
Yeah,
buyers are there.
QVC,
definitely.
HSN, yeah.
That's a good place to be.
Yeah.
Well, for today's purposes, my most important role is that of
This is your
the
camera.
chairperson for the USGBF European Union, and I'm honored and privileged to be part of something so far-reaching and broad, but also so personal. I'm the only person who's who holds a chair with the forum who is not a first-generation American, but nonetheless, I'm very proud to be part of it because it's been a very good learning experience for me, and I feel honored to be part of something that's so unifying. To me, it's in the true spirit of what America was intended to be.
Kevin, you put such amazing group of people together. I'm really honored also to be here and to meet such wonderful people. Tell me what we're going to talk about. I think a lot of people want to know all around the world, and I think especially United States, there's been a lot of controversy about this, right? It's about the Obama healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
And tell me exactly what you do that around the healthcare system, because you help a lot of people in Asia form the Western culture. Build the
right.
system of the Western culture in Asia.
Well, in the interest of time and the other guests, and your time is valuable too, so it's a very broad topic. I'll make it very narrow. Basically, my role in the healthcare arena is to act as a liaison and a consultant to physicians, hospitals, and insurance companies when it comes to sort of as a filter of all of this information out there on payments, payors, and regulatory requirements.
Okay.
It's a broad scope. But my role and how that filters down and helps with USGBF is that there are other countries outside of America who have many of their physicians and clinical staff who are educated in America who can appreciate the regulatory requirements that create such a strong and vibrant healthcare system, and they'd like to implement that using our regulations and standards of performance and sort of mimic that in their own countries. India is one of them. Kevin.
So what you do is
bring me on for
you
that
go
purpose
and you teach the
initially.
people in India, right, how to bring the Western medical care into their system.
Not the medical care. They know how to be physicians,
Okay.
and they're very, very good at it.
Okay.
It's just basically helping to mimic the Western
Okay.
healthcare model
Okay.
there, so that outcomes are as good as they are, and also to build trade relationships and foster business between American medical supply companies and durable medical equipment companies, insurance companies, and build relationships with other countries and build infrastructure for insurance if it's necessary, or hospital systems.
Okay. And going into that, I wanted to, we're going to go take a break and watch number 7 and come back. Samira, Jim, Christian Jewelry, we're going to come back and talk about the Obama healthcare. Hi, this is Samira Kazemeni, and here we are at the airport. They actually closed down part of the airport for us today to do this shoot. It's so exciting. And this is a new men's jewelry line that I made. I want you to wear it and show how it works, please. It's like this. It's a rosary. Samira Gem Creation Jewelry Line. Mwah. So many things we're going to talk about. I want to talk about the Obama healthcare because a lot of people have a controversy. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it going to help the doctor? Is it not? And before that, I wanted to know, why are you a part of Kevin Cole's organization?
Well, what drew me to it is, first and foremost, his philosophy, the unifying idea behind it. But what struck me when I was presented at the office and Kevin talked to me about what USGBF was all about was that, to me, it rang very, very true for what Americans hold in their hearts to be very near and dear, and that's the Constitution of the United States. To us, it's the Magna Carta, if you will. It's the pristine document that we base our lives and our livelihoods on. And it occurred to me that every signature on the Constitution is that of a first-generation American.
Okay.
There's not one second or third generation American on the Constitution. It's all first-generation Americans, and so the beauty of all of those people coming together to form a union like this and to have proportionately accomplished the most in the shortest period of time in the history of the world means something. And so I felt like this was almost a rekindling of that idea.
Okay.
And so I'm glad to be part of it for that reason.
Well, I'm really happy. Let's talk about the Obama healthcare also. And are you going to be one of the speakers at the
Yes.
the event? Okay.
Yeah,
So I was talking about there's so many speakers, red carpet, and to come.
Well, briefly, I mean, it's obvious. I mean, there's show after show after show describing and trying to, break this incredibly convoluted, difficult system of healthcare down. But overall, I liken it to when there was a time when all Americans and everyone who drove it wasn't mandatory to have insurance on your
Yeah.
car. That was imposed to protect people as a whole.
Okay.
This is, and I'm being dramatically simple here,
Okay.
but that's the same idea. So much of the healthcare costs are driven up through unnecessary emergency room visits and admissions to the hospital that could have been prevented through visits to an office where there's a primary care physician. And so most of the people who visit the emergency rooms are
don't have
uninsured,
insurance.
and so that visit turns out to be cost $1,500, let's say, whereas a $35 copay on a $90 office visit to their primary care physician, had they had insurance, it would have been much cheaper. So Obamacare imposing mandatory insurance on everyone means that no matter where these people end up, that the physicians and hospitals will be reimbursed. Potentially very little, potentially a lot, but nonetheless there
So
will
it
be
will not
some
hurt the
reimbursement.
people.
No, not at all.
So what it's going to benefit is that all the hospitals will get some money,
Mm-hmm.
and the individuals, instead of paying $3,000, they pay $35, because a lot of these people
Right.
have 4 kids or they
Mhm.
can't afford it, and
And there's
that's
a lot of
money.
people
It
who
should-
there's a lot of
I
people who
know
are out
some-
of work and who are
That's a lot of money.
unemployed,
And
but they get quite a big tax refund. So the
Okay.
money to pay for their insurance will come out of their
their
tax refund.
And what happens is, I had a friend of mine who didn't have insurance, and then I don't know, their kid had a fever and they went to the emergency. They had to pay $24,000. That's crazy. Which country does so?
Well, it's not
this will what-
crazy because that $24,000 is paying for 120
So
unnecessary
what
emergency
Obama
room visits.
healthcare is going to do is that they're going to be able to treat everybody the same, poor or rich, to pay the same, and this way the hospitals will get some reimbursements
Right.
as well. So this will benefit
And the message,
everyone.
as this comes across, as you and I are talking, the message comes across to viewers and to people who hear this, like, oh, well, then it's just about the physicians and the hospitals getting paid. But the point is that if the physicians and the hospitals don't get paid, then there is no care.
Yeah.
So it is a necessary element, it's necessary evil to get them
So
paid.
let's say for people like us who go to the emergency and it's going to cost us $3,000, this will help us pay $30.
Now you'll have
$40.
insurance, so you can see a primary care physician in his office for less than $100.
Yeah, and because emergency comes all the time, whether you're young or old.
And the disclaimer on all this is it's a very complex system, And you and I have dramatically oversimplified it, but that's the gist of it.
Okay. And do you see physicians for it or against it, in your opinion? It's just an opinion.
There's so many different products out there now for physicians and ways that physicians can manage their practice to maximize revenue.
This revenue.
What the government is imposing is really the least of it. Malpractice insurance is what the physicians have to bear the biggest brunt of. And if the malpractice insurance costs came down, physicians would have a lot more flexibility and fluidity when it came to tailoring their practices to meet the demands of whatever the federal government might impose. So if you ask me, regardless of what the federal government is imposing, or insurance companies, or novel ideas like IPAs, if malpractice is addressed, life would get a lot easier for physicians overall.
We are going to take a break. We're going to go see number 12. Michael's real estate. Michael's a real estate investor and producer of Samirasshow, and he is going to be at the convention center, and we're excited to be getting an award for Samirasshow. And again, we're going to go through it. So it's next Saturday. Join us. It's going to be fun. I'll be exhibiting my jewelry. We're going to have a representative. We're going to have a red carpet. I'm so excited.
Absolutely, Samira, and
And you're
it's free,
expecting
and it's
10,000
all
and it's
free.
free, and you're expecting
Free.
10,000
You see the
people.
global-
You'll see
yeah,
all
global community
all
coming
the
there.
connections in LA. So we're gonna go see, and you're gonna have a lot of people from the real estate in there.
Absolutely, all different sectors are
And
there.
you're also, because we've met before, you're also very involved in the real estate industry.
Right. I'm an infrastructure guy. You know, I've done a lot of infrastructure projects and real estate projects.
Because I know some of the
That's my
sponsors and
background,
some of the events are from the real estate, so you can contact Kevin Call. Please, let's take a break and go see Michael's real estate and come back. Thank you.
Welcome to 182 Bell Bay. This is one of the most premier properties in Miami.
This house is exquisite. It's 13,000 square feet of beauty on 25,000 square feet of land. And the most amazing feature is you have 200 feet of wide open bay water. Everything that you see makes you think this is going to be a very, very special home. Foot, master suite. It's someplace where you love to come home to. The bed headboard is all alligator. There's a fireplace in your master bedroom. On either side is his and her bathrooms. His bathroom is beautiful. It's all onyx countertops that are all lit up. Hers is beyond the beyond. It's all Tejas marble. She has Swarovski crystal faucets, and then you go into your own private closet dressing room. Your own infinity edge pool spilling over to the first floor with Biscayne Bay behind you. The first thing you see when you walk in here is the amazing view of Biscayne Bay right outside your living room doors. This living room has 20-foot high ceilings, all Cofford marble. Every detail is paid attention to. Off the living room is a formal dining room. While eating, you can be entertained by Marilyn Monroe or Biscayne Bay. Off the living room on the main level is a true family room. You have a billiard area. On the bayside part of the room, you could sit down and have a drink at the bar and then walk out into the pool patio and watch the sunset. Is this backyard? This backyard is a living room, a dining room, a family room, and you get to enjoy it all year round because you live in Miami.
Wow, that's beautiful. Beautiful home. We should have launch our television show there. That's a home by Michael Maccabee, who had this commercial and residential real estate.
Yeah, as you saw, this was a nice little mansion in, actually it's in Miami.
Yes.
And it's, the asking price is $30 million.
Oh, hold on, I've got
I
that
know,
right
that's
here.
what I
got
was
the
gonna
credit
say.
card?
I wonder, credit card, some credit cards can do. But as you saw, it's a beautiful beautiful layout of a building, and the view is incredible. It has 240 degrees of view of the water, and it's incredible. And it's got all the utilities and amenities that you need in a beautiful house.
Okay, beautiful woman. Now we're gonna attack her because she's so cute. Where are you from?
Tucson, Arizona.
So you're fully American.
And I heard something that they talk Farsi in Tucson, Arizona. Is that true? کم یه کمی فقط چرا؟
ایشون آمریکایی هستن. یه دفعه اومدن تو شو شروع کردن ایرانی
فارسی بلدن.
فارسی بلدن. Tell me, please talk to our viewers in Farsi a little bit.
من فارسی بلدم. اینجا یاد گرفتم. من ازدواج کرده بودم با مرد ایرانی. زندگی خوب بود. مادر شوهرم عالی بود. واقعا فرشته بود. با ما زندگی میکرد برای 8 سال. بیشتر ازشون یاد گرفتم. من immersed بودم تو کالچر ایرانی.
خیلی تو کالچر ایرانی رفته بود که فارسی خوب یاد. چقدر فارسی درست یادت داده؟
ما مهمونامون میگن این آمریکایی ایرانی بلد نیستن. بالاخره یه آمریکایی پیدا کردیم. 8 سال با یه آقای ایرانی ازدواج کردم و ایرانی یاد گرفت. بالاخره پیدا کردیم. مهمون چقدر خوشحال شدیم.
به ما فارسی انگلیسی یاد بده.
پس توی 8 سال ایرانی یاد گرفتی. باری کردم.
پس حالا میتونه الان اویلیبل یه ایرانی دیگه بیاریم وسط. alright okay.
پس میخوان دوباره شوهر کنی ایرانی؟
دیگه بلد باشه قرمه سبزی اوکی.
ایشون ایرانی بلدن، قرمه سبزی بلدن، ناز هستن، بیزنس هلکر هم دارن دیگه. ما اصلا این بیزنس مچ میکینگ
هلکر هر شوهری هم بکنه هلکرش
دکتران که آره.
I work with the physicians in USGBF to build better relationships with physicians globally.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming to Samira's show.
Thank you.
We're going to go to our next video and bring our next guest. Thank you.
That would be great.
Mamnuna, Michael McAfee, and our wonderful guest, so they can find you. We're going to see you on Saturday. Everyone come next Saturday, Sunday, September 7th. There's going to be 10,000 people in there. And it's free. Jewelry by Samira Creation. Our very own exotic Lady World 2011, Samira I'm saying I'm so excited that we're going to be next week at the Convention Center. We're going to be getting the award for the Outstanding Academy of Television. And also Gene Avakian, LA photographer, he's also going to be getting an award. And we're so excited. Joining us will be Christopher and Eddie and everyone else in the show, and the producer of Michael McAfee. So I thank you, Kevin Call, for this, and everyone else. So this is really, really exciting. And here we have a few of our guests, and our best wonderful guest here we have Dr. Luis Alberto Casal, MD. Thank you so much for coming to Samira's show, Doctor.
Thank you.
He is so knowledgeable that I think we have to bring him back at least 5 other times, right?
Yes.
So,
as you wish.
Yeah. Our doctor here, he's a compassion medical doctor providing medical education to immigrant physicians for 15 years and over. Working with organizations such as UCLA International Medical Graduate Program, Kaplan Medical, and you've been working with a lot of surgical oncologists. Please introduce yourself and tell us how our society, you are such an asset to our society, and how you have helped so many physicians, minority physicians all around the world, and how much more you can help them, and how this will benefit, viewers, because we also in the Middle East community have a lot of doctors. I know you help a lot of people from Latin America that come to the United States, and what we can do.
Yeah, we actually know that this is a very heterogeneous group of INGs that come from more than 125 countries.
Yes.
I would say with different cultural and linguistic backgrounds.
Okay.
And they come to this country in order searching for higher education and a new skill. And actually they're looking for also in institutions, you know, in order to provide health care for the most needed individuals. And we know with the new health care, we're going to need a lot of those IMGs. They're going to rely heavily on IMGs, especially on places.
Could you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, what actually I do is, you know, there's a lot of IMGs that come to these countries and they cannot work because they have to take all the exams. And
because that's very important, because so when people come from Germany or England or all over the world, their medical degree is not accepted in the United States.
Not
because my cousin's husband, I think, just moved to Canada and their degree is not accepted. So they're taking the money from Iran and they're paying them. So how do you help these people exactly?
Yeah, and that is actually true, because I see a lot of doctors also that goes to Mexico, and then when they want to come in here, they actually cannot work. And also they come with a lot of loans over, so they cannot get any other loans in order to get back their license. What I do actually is try to help those doctors, because I really don't want to waste their talents. There are a lot of institutions that will turn those doctors into probably a lower level of education. I would say medical assistants, nursing,
but
or
they're real
technician.
doctors. It's just that they're educated in another
Absolutely,
country.
and people
so a
take
doctor,
advantage.
that's, you know, and some countries are maybe better than even America educated. Like doctors are educated in Latin America, Brazil, Mexico, India. They're maybe even better than our doctors here.
But I think
but
the
they
board
come
requirements are different, and that's
the
what
board
you help with, right?
requirements are
Yes,
different, and you help them.
Absolutely. That's what I've been doing. It's amazing, because right now my standard is about, I would say, 12 points above the mean of the American graduate without being at university, I would say. And my goal is to continue, because I found that was the only way that I could bring doctors in here in the workforce and help others. I think I can put even 1,000 doctors if they allowed me to. If I have all the tools that I need, because I prove through results that I can do that. And it's not difficult, but many doctors have to, in their journey toward getting back their license, have to face a lot of disappointments before they get the final success. And many of them will just stay away from that final point. They never reach the final journey. And that's the disappointment, because you will see a lot of doctors being here for 20 years, 25 years, being a waste of kind of talents. And I hope people can understand that, because right now, Obama care will need those doctors. I know they will rely heavily for the primary care. And that's one of the reasons we want to reach also through the U.S. Latin Global Business Forum to everybody in every countries that we are here to help them.
And what better physician really to have as a primary care than a physician who's from your native country, who speaks your native tongue, who understands all of the nuances.
So what you would do, like a doctor comes from Iran or India, or they come here and then they have a different kind of program, and they have to get a different board.
But with
and you will help them
I will tell you
know how to.
exactly.
And you're also a doctor. You're an MD in. You're a surgical oncologist. The owner of DDR TV is also a doctor. We have a show in the morning where he helps all these wonderful people. He answers phone call, and I just love being with him, because I think sometimes when you're in the medical field and your knowledge could help a lot of people around the world, you know.
Yeah, but with regard to this one, it's so amazing, because what I found, one of the weakest points for all these doctors is orientation. They fall in the wrong place many times, and they feel so trapped into that scheme that it's so hard for them to get it back. They reach to a point of no return many times, and they end up without being used those kind of talents. That's why I said orientation, proper education will lead them to their final journey.
Well, it's wonderful talking to you. We have to wrap up. We are going to have you back again, because this is a broad subject. I don't know, but cancer is a very deadly disease. And what you also do is, other than chemotherapy, you have different ways of healing these people.
Well, and actually, what I try is to investigate at the ultrastructural level to understand, because just doing things is not going to take us to the results, right? We try
So you're
to
saying that just doing surgery, or there are other ways to heal cancer?
I have to investigate, because I went to a society where almost 90% of people were talking about curing with alternative medicine. I found the lack of knowledge in many cases. Being honest, but also we have the obligation to search honestly and put all our effort into understanding the facts that really leads to the cancer cells, including to spread to other places, until we understand, like antibiotics, for example. Now we understand how the bacteria work. We understand how antibiotics work at the different levels, not just, I will say, at the level of the DNA, at the level of replication of the DNA, at the level of translation of DNA. I wish we could understand that also with cancer, because we're winning the battle with regard to infections and bacteria. There are some resistance, but it's very important that we reach to that level of knowledge too, like we did with also the HIV virus, for example. The more we understand, the better we're gonna fight that.
Well, a lot of people want to know the cure for cancer. Would love to have you guys just talking about medical. And this TV station, of course, is owned by a doctor, so a lot of people love to hear about medical. Dr. Mazaheri, and I would love him to be a speaker next Sunday. We invited him. Hopefully, he can make it. And at the event, and reward him. He's one of the best, most amazing people. And I think, like I said, with the medical knowledge, there's so much you can do to help people. We'd love to have you guys again. We're almost to the end of the show.
Yeah, and it's important what you said. I hope people can understand any kind of disease, especially cancer, is not just a disease of one person. It's a disease that affects the family. It's a family disease, and we should be more compassionate with regard to those things. It's a family that will be suffering for many, many years. I would say it's like having a timing boulder in front.
Because
and
your
we need
son
to be,
had cancer.
Not just that. What I'm trying to say, not just because of that. Remember that 18 years ago, I was doing all kind of surgery until I took the larynx out, and I was looking at how people can reach the moon, how people can get to the moon, and we cannot find answer. When you were looking, why the nerve was there located, the larynx nerve, exactly in that position. Anatomically, we are perfect people, and I know we can find those answers. That's where I started to investigate more, to search for those answers. That's why I became very good on what we call right now the basics and the biological things, and I try to close back those cycles. And we need to be very honest and work honestly. Sometimes you will see a lot of detectives, they don't have much time to really go over. And with this, you really have to go over. You really have to be honest with yourself, because this is affecting not just the person that you have in front, it's affecting a complete family. And I know what you went through. I know you won't recover from that in one day, not in 1 month, probably in 1 year.
Okay, thank you. If possible, we're going to end the show. If possible, we're just going to put a minute of Kevin Call's speech on Time Warner Cable. And then when he had the Kevin Call, who's going to be doing, again, another convention on September 7th, next Saturday. And it's exciting because a lot of our wonderful speakers will be there. We're going to have the Middle Eastern panels from morning till night until 12 o'clock. It's going to be educational and fun. It's going to be exciting. So join us September 7th. On Saturday from morning till night, it's going to be a red carpet. It's going to be speakers. It's going to be booth. I'm going to have my jewelry booth for the first time. I'm going to launch it because I've done a fashion show with, actually we'll put the video for that. I'll put it up. The fashion show with Kevin Call with my jewelry. So I'm really looking forward to it. September 7th at the Hanahan Convention Center. And it's free, right?
Okay. And health fair too.
And health fair too. So we're going to have health fair, education, everything. Let's go finish it, and I'll put the jewelry for the fashion show with. I have the Independence Day.
Jewelry by Samira Kazemeni.